Eggs stored over ready-to-eat foods, a worker handling a sandwich with his bare hands. That's just a taste of the health code violations uncovered at Valley restaurants this week. Thai basil on Chandler Boulevard off Rural Road in Chandler. 3 major health code violations. An employee didn't clean a spoon or pan properly. Raw chicken stored above carrots and cabbage. An employee not washing his hands properly. The Keg Steakhouse at Chandler and Price Road in Chandler. 3 violations. An employee handling dirty dishes, then clean dishes. Cartons of liquid egg not kept cold enough. A bar cooler not working properly. Local bistro on Hayden Road off Thompson Peak Parkway in Scottsdale. 3 violations. An employee handled a ready-to-eat sandwich with his bare hands. Raw eggs stored over ready-to-eat foods. Marinara sauce not cooling properly. La Merced Mexican Kitchen on University Drive off Extension in Mesa. 4 violations. Rice not kept at the proper temperature. Dirty cups placed in a hand wash sink. The dishwasher not cleaning properly. Salsa not kept cold enough. And the place with the most health code violations? The Craftsman Cocktails and Kitchen at Rural Road and Warner in Tempe. 5 major violations. The Craftsman Cocktails and Kitchen had a carton of strawberries with white organic matter. Raw salmon over ready-to-eat noodles. A bartender rinsing drink mixers in a hand wash sink. Bacon jam kept past its discard date. And pork and meatballs kept past its discard date. The restaurant is now on notice to clean up or could face legal action. Jason Berry for Arizona's Family.
And here are some of the spots that got perfect health inspection scores. These are the restaurants on our Dean's List. Moto at 16th Street in Glendale in Phoenix. Seen, I believe, a customer there. Burger King at Dobson and Riggs in Sun Lakes. Serrano's Mexican Food at Power Road and Southern Avenue in Mesa.
But wait, there's more. Chinese Senior Center at 7th Avenue in Canobac here in Phoenix. Rio Mirage Cafe near Thunderbird and Grand in El Mirage. And Euro Pizza Cafe at Saguaro and El Lago in Fountain Hills.
A heads up as we get